on there for this race. Group N touring cars, one of the old-timers here, pre-1965, Mustangs and so on. Recalling the great days of Roots. Dust is raised by just one errant wheel of Beachies, Oldies, Gagans and others who drove this type of car. It's like Gary Rogers in front, isn't it?
Yes, it's Gary.
Changed his cap into the Mustang and is out there having a lot of fun. Mustang's first and second, in fact.
And third.
And third.
And maybe some more.
Car number 54 is in second place, and that's John Mann.
It's a turn-up. A couple of minis right behind.
Yes. Number 7, Barry Jump. So 3 Mustangs. And then, just as it used to be in the old days, a couple of minis there indecently snapping away at their heels, but finding it just a little bit hard. They go quickly on the long, long straight. John Virgo in a Mustang who starts a fair way back in the grid, making a lot of room up. Oh, there's someone who's blown up and maybe sees as well. He's going on, no?
I think he blew up a brake lock somehow, the way he was wobbling everywhere.
Yes. It looked like something even more terminal than that.
Yes, it was a very bad lock-up, that's for sure.
Gary Rogers then, leading the pack. That's the distance.
Very determined jump behind him, that's for sure.
Look at the way the Mini behind them was chucked. The driver picked it up by the scruff of the neck and flung it at the bitumen and just hoped it all came out again. How colourful you understand.
Gary Rogers is going to have to do a bit of covering of the circuit, so although he's maintaining his lead reasonably well there.
Oh, those top 3 Mustangs have broken the field right up. Oh, that's what you might call a passing manoeuvre.
Yes.
And take that, Mr. Rogers.
Actually, it's interesting. There don't seem to be any marks on the car, but it sure looked like it, something.
Yes, maybe he's painted the stripes in the right place. It's not over yet. The leading Mini, by the way, is Bruce Allen. He's getting quite a good view. At least he's way back just a bit behind there. But, oh, another little bit of a brake lock up by Gary. Jump comes up on the outside again. Here they go.
For a better position somehow.
Yes, if he can just maintain that sort of rage, he'll be okay, but his size is better to survive to try and take him down the straight rather than try and change the colour scheme of the Rogers car. So the 3 Mustangs clearing out now, Appendix first 2. Rogers and Jump just a little bit further ahead of 54, John Mann, only by a very small margin. The Mini has dropped way back. In fact, number 14, another Mustang now, John Virgo, has pulled up into 4th place, somewhat distant from these 3 who are really staging a titanic scrap. Rogers still leads, Jump second.
And Jump probably in a less enviable position with Manny snapping at his heels. He's got to cover both things, trying to pass it and trying not to be passed.
Some of the Minis back there, 42, is Ted Brewster, number 13, Len Reed, and Paul Trevethan coming through in the Lotus Cortina, another car from this era of motor racing. The first 6-hour race at Sandown that I saw, the races have now become the Castrol 400, had quite a few of those, with a young unknown Canadian by the name of Alan Moffat and Bob Jane, each driving and each going round the bottom of what was then Peter's Corner, 2-wheeling in a way that you could have run out and given them a grease and oil change. The chassis was so high up in the air. Lex Davis was in the same race in the Gawain Bailey's big Ford Galaxy, which he impaled through the fence. Well, Barry Jupp is a long way back. He's had a moment behind Gary Rogers and has dropped back, as you can see, behind Mann as well. So it's Mann now challenging Rogers. Jupp has lost distance. And Rogers in front. Just a quick glance up in the mirror. Oh, that's what you might call a bit of brake lock-up. These cars are ones built before 1965. They run on the original wheel widths and that size tyre, and it really does inhibit the handling. I don't suppose we appreciate just how much handling has changed with the fitment of wider tyres and slicks, John Shepherd, until we see the old-timers again and realise they're going just as quickly as they were in the days when the Beaches and the Gagans and other people drove them.
Yes, and in point of fact, when you look at the way they used to get those cars sideways, you can understand why. Most every shot you'd see of Pete Gagan in that colour scheme car behind Gary Rogers was sideways everywhere.
You've had lots to do with some of the great drivers, including running teams for people like Peter Brock and Pete Gagan. Gagan has a special place in your affection, hasn't he? mean, as a great driver.
Oh, he's an excellent driver.
Whoops. May I have the next dance,
bit of
please?
activity, yeah.
Oh, they go. I'm not quite sure which is the direction of travel, but they're all going in different directions, and lucky 13, Len Reed, is deciding that he's going to go that way anyhow. Well, let's see. Oh!
They're talking of Pete Gagan before.
Frank Brewster just came through. 2 laps to go, by the way.
Greg Cusack was making a comment once about Pete Gagan. He said, that bloke, I've beaten him quite a few times, but he's too stupid to know. And that's exactly what used to happen. Pete used to just get up and pass him again.
Let's just watch what happens in the... oh, yes, for number 13, Len Reed just had nowhere to go. He was squeezed off the course and came back, and the two of them very gracefully pirouetted off the track. And 42, Ted Brewster, really did amazing things to dodge it. But here the 2 leaders are again. Rogers just in front of Mann. Mann driving manfully, if I could be terribly corny, throwing the car sideways, squealing the tyres, creating vast amounts of smoke, but not actually catching. Yep. We've lost car 5, Harry Firth, driving the Chevy Nova. We hadn't seen Harry. He's gone off the track. Won't please Harry. Gary Rogers has got 1 lap to go. And quite a margin now. He would have opened up a length of maybe, or a gap rather, of about 7 car lengths over Mann.
John Mann just had a little moment coming onto the straight, and it's amazing how much you lose. It's just a little bit of sideways motoring.
Ken Grinrod in 24 just waving the 2 Mustangs through on the inside and giving them plenty of room, and the man in the Cortina feeling like ham in a sandwich. Yes, so they went by 1 on either side. He no sooner would have seen Rogers go by on the right than he wondered where on earth Mann had come on the left. That's Mann doing exactly the same thing. No, doing the same thing to Gary Rogers. If he can hold there, he might just get the corner. He can't hold there. Rogers comes up on him. But what a titanic struggle this is. They've only got 1 more corner to go before the checkered flag. The way Mann is driving, he's going to try something. It may just be to pinch the spare wheel, but he'll have a go. And he wags his tail, loses a bit of ground, and Gary Rogers will take the race. If he just makes the next gear change successfully, which he does, he'll win the race. And Gary Rogers wins by, a full half a length. That was close. Man, yes, someone thinks Rallycross is still on. That's